Bangers is a perfect album, no skips.
Ugh. Every black girl had Addie. She
No,
was
I
the
didn't.
slave doll.
If I'm gonna date a man, it's like, I like you where I can see you. Right in my line of vision.
I do need the soft life.
Kill the twink. Let him die.
First of all, we're already blacklisted on YouTube.
Oh, shoot. She's not doing the artist way. That book is crisp and clean on her bookshelf.
Oh, sorry. So now it's illegal to be a people pleaser? That's crazy.
Have you seen fathers these days? Have you seen what dads are up to? Nothing good.
These are not the men that Carrie Bradshaw and co were given. Like, these are worse.
I almost said I love when white women turn black, but maybe that's true.
Let me put on some bronzer and get back to black. Let me say it's good to be back in New York City.
Thank f***ing God, actually.
Oh my, I love New York. New York, let me make
This
some
crazy
noise.
city.
No, I'm so happy to be back in New York City. You have no idea. We went to Chicago. I made my triumphant return to Chicago.
Triumphant return.
Well, yes. I've been back to Chicago since then, but one of my favorite trips as a child was going to Chicago to go to the American Girl doll store with Auntie, and we had tea with my American Girl dolls. And actually, oh my God, wait, I need to post this photo. I went to the American Girl doll store, and did you ever read American Girl, the magazine?
That was never my gospel or truth.
Oh,
I didn't do
interesting.
American
You didn't
Girl
even have
dolls.
Addie?
I was anti-America from the jump, so.
Every black girl had Addie. She
No,
was
I
the
didn't.
slave doll.
I remember.
Okay.
Of course she was. They said, ooh, let's make her a slave, shall
was
we? She was liberated though, eventually.
Yes,
Okay.
it was actually a really talk about historical fiction. Like it was really educating the youth. Anyway, no, so I went to the American Girl doll store when I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, and my first foray into magazine publishing, there was like a modeling thing where you could like get your photo on the cover of an American Girl magazine.
Oh, that's kind.
And I did that with 2 of my dolls, with Addie and another doll. It was actually really special. Anyway, so we were in Chicago. That all happened in Chicago.
Yeah.
We went to Chicago to lose an Ambie Award.
Yeah, but we won the Baddest Bitch Award. We were looking really hot for the Ambie Awards.
But at the same time, if I'm going to lose an award, it better be to Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
And that's who I lost it to. To
Legally.
Stevie Wonder, Wesley Morris, and the Obamas.
that's allowed.
Like, sorry. If I had
Happy
to, if
to
I
be a
had to
loser now.
select an op, like a team of ops, it would be people that I actually like, respect.
That's beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the highest compliment I've ever given. How was Chicago for you?
First timer. I will say most of our 48 hours were spent inside a Hyatt Regency, so it's like we can't give a full evaluation of Chicago. I was looking for a coffee shop, like mom and pop, something.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 Starbucks in the vicinity of where we were staying. I finally found one. It was like a hybrid of a hair salon and a coffee shop. That's a warning sign, by the way. That's
Many
not,
such
but I
cases.
thought it was like intrigue. I get there. First of all, they were closed on Monday. I finally go on Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, is this a coffee shop or just a hair salon? They're like, oh, yeah, it's both. Like, we do both, girl. And then I said, okay, well, how do I get a cup of coffee? And they're like, oh, the barista's running late. I don't know when she's going to be here.
Not the barista running late.
It was 10 a.m.
Was it a white hair salon?
Black. Of course it was black.
Well,
Of course it's black,
the dual hair salon and coffee shop is giving like white woman with those like really PC kind of chunky
Either
highlights.
so white or so black. So black that the barista wasn't there. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, but say your other thing, because we went to get coffee another morning and you're like, why does every coffee shop not open before 10:30 in the morning?
Nobody has a job in Chicago? Are people unemployed in Chicago? What's going on? Again, we might have been in a weird area and the one time we left, which was on that highway.
Yeah,
where there was
my God. The
God.
highway? Oh, Chicago is very Fast and the Furious. I'm going to say it's too fast, too furious. Because why were we in our friend's car on our way to a bonfire, long story, and all of a sudden we're like on the expressway, on the North Shore Parkway, I think that's what it's called.
Sure.
Whatever. People start like furiously braking. I mean, I'm talking like taillights all red, reversing, speeding off up an exit ramp.
Yep.
Hello, yes, I can drive. And I was like, wait, what? Why are you, people see that there's like traffic, like a car wreck in front, and immediately start trying to plan another car wreck, damn near.
Yeah, backing up and turning around, driving against traffic.
Yeah, going the wrong way on like a one like lane of one
as
side
an
of
immediate
traffic.
reaction to the smallest accident in the world.
People in Chicago saying, I got to get somewhere quick. I got to go get me, what are they?
Not to
there?
work. Not
Hot
to
dog.
work.
Hot dog, hoagie. Was that what it
The
is?
hot dog was good. We had a hot dog. It was good. But
Yeah.
I need to hold space for something big for Hunter. Because one thing about Hunter is when she's hungry, she's going to be a, what? Oh. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to call you out your name for that one because I've seen what I've seen, okay? I've been on the receiving end.
Okay, let's talk about growth. I said when I was in the hotel room, I said, I will let you know right now, I need to eat within an hour or I will have an attitude. I need to get food. I am so hungry. And guess how many hours later we ate?
At least 6.
About 5. Yeah.
I was setting that up because I was saying I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
For acknowledging your needs. Yeah. Do you hear me? Zoom in. Yeah. Hunter saying, this is what's coming up within me, and I just want to make space for it here in the room right now. Okay, and get ahead of the narrative. And then to not eat for another 5 hours, I was scared. I was holding my purse close. She's gonna hit me. Turns out Hunter said, nevertheless, she persisted, actually.
I really did. I was so hungry. I literally had not eaten all day.
Yeah, we're survivors of Chicago.
Yes, but actually, I have to say one more thing. Shout out to my mom, because when I was in Chicago, I lived rooming with my mom. Oh. Girl, I came home. I was like, who runs this house? Because I know it's not my mother. No. It is Remy Whitney Lenethia Harris. She was out, didn't take a nap time, none of that. I was like, she was under my mom's bed, just having time of her life. I was like, what are you doing under there?
She needed her free time.
It is funny that my mom was like, I was a pretty strict Black mother. Yet when the grandbaby comes over, no rules, nothing. Remy runs the house. I was like, this is crazy. Well, I'm happy that we're home.
Well, thank God. And we're saying that in Times Square, so just know that we mean it, okay? Sorry, Chicago.
I did get Olive Garden twice last week. So it was a lot of things could have been worse. Anyway, what are we talking about this week? Oof, the White Lotus finale. A little song by Ariana Grande called Dandelion. And you asked, we listened, and we locked in. We're talking about Temptation Island. So let me just say this.
I love that big pregnant pause. Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first and a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat. But we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
We are gathered here today to talk about the White Lotus season 3 finale. So, spoiler alert if you haven't watched. If you have watched and you didn't think that the monkeys did it, join us at the adult table. Because everyone who thought the monkeys did it, girl.
We'll be at the grown folks table.
Go back to children's church. Like, my God.
Honestly, kind of wish the monkeys did it. The way everything went.
No, I'm kind of like totally ambivalent. I'm right down the middle. Some parts really worked for me. Some parts of the finale really didn't.
Yeah.
So I kind of I feel like I just broke even. I didn't spend a lot. I didn't save a lot.
Should we get ahead of who died? Should we just say it?
Yeah. So quick recap of the finale.
Yeah.
The major points were that Timothy Ratliff was like ready to kill his family, Jim Jones style, with like everyone drinking the Kool-Aid. If you watch the studio, you know what I'm talking about. Then he, at the last minute, I want to take it back. His son, Lachlan, though, accidentally almost died, came back to life like Jesus, who suffered less than Dr. Robbie on the pit, but we'll get to that another time. And then, what's his name? Walton Goggins. He eventually he finally met up with his man who he thought killed his dad.
Turned out to be his father.
So then he shot him. And then he got shot, Walton Goggins.
Many such cases.
Chelsea got shot. A little bit of Shotgun Rider, Till the Day I Die, 2 Most Wanted, Beyonce and Miley Cyrus.
They are 2 Most Wanted
coded.
They
really are 2 Most Wanted coded. And then what else happened? Oh, then the 3 friends were like, we love each other. Just like I fucking said was going to happen. I said, if this is a girl's trip, like any girl's trip in real life or a trip on Housewives, we fuss every day of the trip. At the end of the trip, it's like, well, I actually do love you more than anyone else in my entire life.
So any white woman's girl trip, for the record.
What are you talking about? Don't make me bring up Palm Heights.
We actually left on bad terms. Hunter moved her seat on the plane. Our friendship ended after Palm Heights. No. Yeah, I actually okay, well, let's go through each part.
Yeah.
Who should we start with?
Okay, I'm going to start with Guy Talk.
Okay. Should I get down? Good Lord.
So I get it. I get the critiques that like his plot ultimately did not mean a ton in the big scheme of things, but I did really like him and Mook. No, wait for it.
Okay.
Mook being like, I ain't a soldier by Destiny's Child. And Kaitok being like, okay, you know what? That's not me, actually.
It's time to get your money up, okay?
Yeah, like Kaitok being like, and that's not me. And he tried to, try to be a big man. Didn't really work. But he ends it all with a job that he wanted, which is being a driver.
That's where he belongs.
That is where he belongs.
Oh my God.
I think he might be the best actor on the show, though. Because tell me how, as Kaitok, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this guy and his, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But in real life, him singing No Diggity, I was like, oh.
I said, I'm paying attention now. If he brought that attitude to White Lotus, we would have been locked in a different kind of way.
But that's what I mean. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Performance of a lifetime to be boring and not sexy. Well, no, he was still sexy, just like absolutely boring. But let's talk about that. And let's talk about Lisa. You have a whole Lisa from Blackpink in your show, and you do zilch, zip, nada with her? Leave the Blackpink girls alone is kind of where I'm at right now. HBO, okay. Let them go work on the next album or something.
Was Jenny in
The Idol?
Yeah,
Yes.
I liked her in The Idol. I thought she was really good.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a fun, like small role, but like a good role.
Fine. Lisa? I mean, she's just like you for real. You said, we're not going to be taking this seriously and that your pockets better be full. Okay? You need a business plan.
I do, yeah. I mean, it was a small role. I
just thought it was a throwaway character.
Yeah.
To be honest. And it's just like, I would like to see more of her. And it kind of felt like if you're casting these people, are you, and I'm a Mike White fan, but like, are you capitalizing on what K-pop fandom and culture? And
totally. Sorry. You thought otherwise? Sorry. Totally. 100%.
God forbid.
I thought that was actually quite obvious.
God forbid. I just have a big heart and an open mind. I don't know.
No. I mean, it is a small role that does not really bother me. I guess what I was more confused by is like, why are we spending so much time for what is ultimately not that complicated of a story? Yeah. It's like we didn't need, every like scenes every single episode to establish that she wants him to be like, oh my God, what did that girl from Love is Blind say? Boss up. I need you to boss up in that one season. That's basically what happened on this show. And except we spent like hours and hours building up to something that was ultimately pretty simple.
Absolutely. Many such cases in the White Lotus.
Okay, let me say this.
Can we talk about family?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna take it there because I loved the Piper arc. That was funny to me. That was so funny. Piper being like, I'm coming here without a thesis, but with a dream.
Yeah.
I want to dedicate my life and like live in a monastery kind of thing. And then her being like, but there's no AC. And the food isn't even vegan. Oh. And she said, girl, I need some fucking Chick-fil-A. Like, that was so funny. Her looking at her mom and being like, I do need the soft life. Like, I do.
No, and I do need an Emmy for Parker Posey's firm thumbs up was so good in that.
But it's unfortunate. I thought that the Piper actress, Sarah Catherine Hook, was not as strong in that scene as Parker Posey, looking at her with such like Parker Posey, I mean, she was giving glee. Yeah. She was giving like satisfaction, smug, obnoxious.
Smug as fuck, yeah.
She was like, and actually at the end of the day, you are the daughter I raised. You do need to be within a Bergdorf Goodman at the end of the day.
Exactly who I told you you are. Yes.
Yes.
But okay, I was going to say, sure, in terms of the storyline, I thought the performance was bad though.
Of Piper, the Piper actress?
Piper, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so mid that it was almost not believable. I thought she was, for a second, I thought she was putting this on because she was that thwarted by her brother maybe wanting to join her or something. So like that performance didn't land for me, even though I think in general the story arc did, because that felt very obvious. Something I think that they could have done, the wardrobe department could have done more clearly with Piper is make her just a little bit more aspirational to like the bohemian lifestyle. Like her little peplum
You want to see her in
dresses,
some Free People.
for once, God, but at least Anthropology. Like I just felt like I wasn't ever sold that this person was aspiring towards a different kind of lifestyle and ready to give up all of her luxuries in order to like tap into her higher self. She's not doing the artist way. That book is crisp and clean on her bookshelf.
I don't know. I love that you have such a specific note to the costume too.
Costume department, I call you in.
I thought her costumes were funny in that they were like the very kind of like bland white girl, like dairy boy
Too
dresses.
much, though.
I know, but it's like, but that's someone who doesn't have a real personality or sense of direction, which
But
is
at
what she was
least-
trying to seek. She went to the internet and said, give me a sense of direction that's not like the other white girls. And she came up with going to Thailand. I almost said Taiwan, like the mom.
And wouldn't that be accurate? The Parker Posey of the group.
Period. And and excuse me, and I'll write for her
And
too.
when Hunter is
Parker
smug
Posey,
about being
get
correct.
behind me. Yeah, the way, I'm sorry, that was like kind of the performance of the entire season.
Yeah.
The way that she looked at her daughter and she said, and I knew you were a dumb bitch because that's how I raised you. Like she
Just as I thought.
was, that was so good.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of empathy for Saxon. I'm like, whatever.
Sure. But I will say, Patrick impressed me as an actor.
Okay.
I thought he was a good actor in a way that I was
Okay.
not. I was holding out no hope for him. I didn't see the staircase. Sorry. But
and
heard he was
pause for a
sad.
second and say that a lot of people have revealed themselves to not be Staircase watchers. The Staircase was one of the best shows on HBO that literally no one paid attention to, made no noise. Parker Posey
was in it too.
Yes,
Yeah.
Parker. There's one scene of Parker Posey in the Staircase that truly was the performance of that year for me. I never wrote about that, but I really should have. It was staggering. She was doing
Timely
such
now.
good work. Yeah.
Look out on Substack. I will say what's Lachlan?
Yeah.
Kill the twink. Let him die. Why did he come back? I wanted him to die. Sorry, that sounded really serious, like I had something against him. But I thought it was a real freak nasty from the jump. And the fact that they even addressed the brotherly hand job of it all and him being like, I'm just a pleaser. I'm just die.
Oh, sorry. So now it's illegal to be a people pleaser? That's crazy.
As a recovering one? Yeah. It is.
Recovering. Oh, no, you are recovering because you piss me off all the time and you.
Oh, you said
You're
I am
never
not
trying to people please
I am
me.
not pleased. Yeah. Fuck you, first of all. But I thought that it would have been either two things with that family. Either the twink should have fully died, or we should have gotten to see them react to the fact that they're poor now. I needed some kind of really good Parker Posey one line, just something. I felt like everything got buttoned up way too easy. All of a sudden, Dad's like, anyway, we're still a family, like kumbaya, like we out. It was too clean. All of it.
I can see that. I see you and I hear you and I think that you're correct. Because
Wow, that's
the way that I did that
I know.
point too was crazy. No, I think you're right. I think it was weird that we end on them just kind of like, well, oh shucks, they sort of have to go back home and not be able to afford our house anymore. I do wish we got to see the family reacting to not having no money. But I don't know. It's like at the end of the day, though, the Timothy Ratliff character we kept going back to that well again and again, and it never really connected or felt strong enough for me. But what else?
And also the fact that it didn't clean the damn blender.
Well, when I saw the blender, I said, I hope they have other glasses. Like for those Mai Tai, whatever they drink they had.
Pina colada.
Because a man doesn't know how to wash a dish.
No.
And that's exactly what happened.
No.
Chekhov's
Especially a teenage
blender.
boy.
Ever heard of it?
A who?
Chekhov's gun, Chekhov's blender.
Uh-uh.
Well, it had the poison in it and you saw it and it was like, oh my God,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Well,
Well, anyway, he should have been
Student.
dead for just that. For not cleaning a dish.
So you wanted the son to die.
Yeah. I thought I needed more. I needed anything to work with. Especially with that family, because I felt like so honestly, besides Parker Posey, like bored by them.
But you love Saxon.
I didn't say all that. Oh, look at you putting words in my mouth.
Oh.
I said Patrick was all right. Hunter said, so you want to fuck him? And we're and that's how we pivot to the three women.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna say the penultimate episode didn't do a ton for me, but I loved Carrie Coon sleeping with that Russian and him immediately turning over in bed and being like, so do you have Cash App? So do you have Venmo?
And like I said,
PayPal even. You said even some just cash money. I loved it. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're just trying to sleep with someone and get back at your friend. It's never satisfying.
It never works.
It never works.
Girls, please don't do it.
So what did you think of Carrie Coon's monologue in the finale?
Carrie Coon monologue. I hear she has a great one in Leftovers. I got a lot of watching to do.
Many such
and you
cases.
got a lot of Substack writing to do, because I would read that too, actually. But I loved that performance, and I loved the feeling that I got, which was like, yeah, they're actually all kind of pieces of shit white women in this very distinct way. And even Carrie Coon, who you find yourself siding with for a second as the one being real, at the end of the day, like, she also fucking sucks. And this friendship is like exactly what someone like her needs to survive on. Like, this is actually what works for her. She's like comfortable in the chaos and the like aloof dynamic that they've created within each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, again, as someone who's done the artist way, I can relate to that. We're going deep over here. But Hunter's going to go deep one day. She's in the kiddie pool, but we're going to dive her in.
We need a supercut of you plugging the artist way. Because, I mean, you said the tariffs are up and the artist way is even more up.
I need to shop my link, okay?
You
and
truly
it's just
do.
the artist way.
That is, yeah, I guess, I remember reading, maybe it was around like season 2, whatever they were scouting season 3 locations, that Mike White was like, this is going to be a season of like renewal and rebirth and whatever. So it's not entirely surprising that this season ends on like a much more sentimental note.
Yeah.
Like the Carrie Coon monologue really felt like the thesis everything was working toward, where it's like actually being here is my life. Being together is like what this is all about. And I mean, that's like nice, but not a super interesting conclusion to me.
No.
But I don't know. The 3 women always felt like the strongest, like clearest arc, clearest storyline.
I was invested from the jump.
But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, of course, like I see now why those 3 women at dinner never seem to like really escalate to the mention at all, if you will, of New York housewives, of like the true friendship, like I will be at your throat.
Yeah.
It always seemed like a little bit before, like a little step behind that viciousness.
Yeah. And, you know, I was thinking about who my favorite was of the group, because originally it was Carrie. And at the end of the day, I'm with Leslie Bob.
Yeah. Leslie Bob.
Leslie Bibb, Leslie Bob, as we call her in the community. Yeah. I love, and I said this about you. It's
because I'm the Leslie Bibb of every friendship.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, so like, wasn't like that serious. We're just talking shit. Like, relax. Like, it's, what the fuck? We're just sharing notes. Like, this isn't actually like we're bringing people to the table right now.
No, if we were doing a power ranking of the 3 friends, let me tell you, Leslie Bibb, who said, don't invite those men back to the villa.
Yeah.
I will be putting my pajamas on because I'm ready to go to sleep. Her saying, we're just talking shit. Don't worry. Like, it's not that deep. And what was the other thing she did? I really thought that she was going to, I really thought she was going to shoot a man. I really thought the Russian men were going to try to rob them. And she was going to take out a gun and say, not my Kendra Scott earrings.
And as a Republican, she probably knows how to pull that trigger too.
Her being like, talk about get me back to God's country. She said, get me back to Austin, Texas, honey. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being here.
And what a note to end on.
Rick and Morty.
Lovers lost. Haters lost the Ambies and lovers lost at the White Lotus, because that joint death of Forehead and Teeth. I always forget their names. Amy Lou Wood and Walter Goggins.
It's funny that you say forehead and teeth, and it could be either way. Whose teeth?
Me. You know, I never wore my retainers. No.
Ugh, God forbid your friend gets a tooth gem and you never hear the end of it.
Anyway, I need them off. My dentist is like, it's time. But the scene of them and the dramatic lighting and shot of her running into his arms, I said, that's for real lovers. Love does win, and this is an example of it. I think that it was a nice closer to the kind of like poetic and incredibly toxic relationship dynamic that they had. And, you know, girls with big hearts, sometimes you got to close them actually in order to survive.
Yeah. It was funny. One of my friends was like, it would have been better. One of my friends, like weeks ago before we saw the finale, was like, Amy Lou Wood should have died from the snake bite.
Oh my God, I forgot about the snake bite.
That would have actually been hilarious. But it is like, that is kind of what happens. It's like, she loves this man so much that he is intent on killing her, even, you know, inadvertently. Which is interesting, but I don't know. It's like the melodrama of, I'm going to kill this man who killed my dad, only for him to turn out to be my dad. Then I have to kill him, and I only learn that after. It's like, sure. You know, I'm kind of like, also, I'll buckle up for that. The melodrama is funny. It's like silly, the most obvious kind of heel turn. But at the end of the day, it's like, I was never really that invested in their relationship as a true to my core hater. So
say it. I don't know. I feel like you didn't know that man. All tea, no shade. Like,
the dad.
All this vengeance for a father figure who probably... Have you seen fathers these days? Have you seen what dads are up to? Nothing good. Probably was better off. I don't know. Men don't think things through.
Yeah. I mean, the kind of even the contrast of father killing his son and son almost killing his father. No, reverse that. The contrast of son killing his father and father almost killing his son. I was like, yeah, I guess Happy Father's Day. It's June somewhere.
Is it?
No, but I don't know. Was there anything else? Oh,
Belinda?
Zion.
Who wrote Zion's lines? If a black boy ever said bruh to his mother.
But you know what Zion's dialogue reminded me of? That one Sarah Hoggy tweet of her talking about Chet Hanks. If Chet Hanks were in You've Got Mail, don't trip, shop girl, don't trip.
No, I don't. Sarah.
Well, I think about that all the time because I love You've Got Mail. Yeah, but I thought Zion was hilarious. What can I say? When Zion looked at his mother in the face and said, you could take this $100K and not work for a year, I said, you don't see the Trump tariffs? What?
Didn't you just graduate from business school?
Like,
MBA?
huh?
No.
No, I love a dumb jock.
Yeah.
And Zion is hot.
Yeah. Too pretty to me. You know, I like a man.
Well,
with
you're a
forehead
lesbian.
lines. Yeah,
So,
that too.
yeah.
It's like lesbians, women, or Walter Goggins, and nothing in between. Like, that's it for me. That's my love language. That's my sexuality.
I love Belinda, you know, kind of putting on her little cap and running a scheme. I love
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, porn shy.
The Belinda turning into Tanya thing is like kind of too obvious of a
So,
read of that.
yes,
What
yes.
do you mean? What do you mean Belinda turned into Tanya? What do you mean? What do you I feel like Gabby Wendy, what do you mean? What do you mean you think Belinda turned into Tanya? What do you mean?
Okay, wait. I do have to ask to close out. Who do we want to see on the next season, and where should the next destination be?
Who do I want to see the next season? I would see an Alec Baldwin season. I would see
You
Alec
still watching
Baldwin.
the Baldwins?
Of course.
God.
If watching the Baldwins, you think that Dr. Robbie is going through it on the pit? Girl.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
No, I would love an Alec Baldwin on White Lotus. I want to see kind of like I want to see them going to Wyoming. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh.
Like a real like outdoorsy destination.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I would also like to see maybe like a Peru.
Okay. Work.
I
I actually really want to see them in a city. Like I want to see them in like
What about White
Portugal
Lotus?
or Berlin. I want to see like a bunch of rich
Berlin.
people in Berghain, like navigating what that looks like. I want to see
Yeah.
something like a little bit less tropical. Rich people go to cities too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, they live in them for sure.
So
I would also see like a winter. Someone in the hung up chat last night pitched like a winter destination. I was like, oh, that could be cool.
Aspen, if you will.
Yeah, Aspen. I also want like yeah, I don't know. I want like more family stuff. I think the family stuff is
Yeah.
really strong.
Yeah. I feel like I want more after this season, especially. I want more friendship stuff. I want like Marnie Shosh. I need a Marnie, I need a Shosh involved. That's what I need.
But
Or I don't know. You said this name earlier. Now I'm like, wait, what if Chet Hanks got his little ass on? I watched one episode of that new show he's on Netflix.
Oh,
He was pretty good.
Running Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, the basketball show. Yeah. No, he's a talented actor.
Crazy man, though.
Crazy man. Crazy man, talented actor. Many such cases.
Yeah. Only that. That's the only case. A crazy man, talented actor. That's it. We listened and we learned. Okay. So we were going through the comments on Spotify, which, by the way, love the comment feature on Spotify. And we saw a few requests that said, Peyton, Hunter, please watch Temptation Island and report back.
It's kind of like the Come to Brazil of reality TV. Come to Temptation Island.
Absolutely. And I visited. Hunter's on her way to visiting.
I just booked my flight.
Yeah. Her flight was delayed. But wow. Spoiler alerts ahead, even though I think it's been out for a minute, but just in case.
Set the scene for me.
Okay.
What will I encounter?
Oh, what won't you encounter, honestly, in this place? So quick history. Originally, this show aired on Fox in 2001. I think it ran for about 3 seasons, and now it got picked back up, and it's on Netflix starting this year in 2025. Temptation Island follows couples facing relationship challenges who travel to a tropical paradise separated from each other to live with a group of singles of the opposite sex and test the strength of their relationships, ultimately deciding whether to stay together or explore new connections.
So basically White Lotus.
Right. And just so you know, everyone explores new connections. There's no not exploring. There's no option on the table to not explore new connections, except for one girl who does bring a Bible with her. You brought a Bible to Temptation Island.
King James Version or New International Version? Or do you know? Oh, I'm talking language you don't understand.
And I ask thee above us, the hate in her heart, if it can be quelled for once. End call. I'll be right back. When I tell you, the moment I locked into this show was when I saw a line of girls in red bikinis. They had little robes over, all at the same time, opened their robes. One girl walks over, looks to camera and says, my guilty pleasure? Sucking dick. I said, "Ooh, you're the realest bitch that's ever." And that is true in the show. She follows suit on that. Like, she really...
What?
Her guilty pleasure is sucking and fucking.
This is, first of all, we're already blacklisted on YouTube.
Oh, shoot. Right. Oh, my God. We're never going to get ads.
Second of all, this is like a throwback to the days of MTV's Next. Ever
Next
heard of it?
Bus. Wow.
It is giving like, oh, wow. She came off of the Next Bus and onto Temptation Island, because that is a level of unhinged that, oh, wow.
Thank you for bringing up the Next Bus. You've brought the Bible here with you today. Wow, that's sacred text there. But that is what made me say, this is the show for me. Just a little bit more setup. There are, I think, about 4 couples. And when I tell you every single couple, they describe to the host, who's like some guy named Mark, he does the... What's that traveling show where they sell trinkets?
Amazing Race?
Shut up. The Antique Roadshow. He's a host of Antique Roadshow and also Temptation Island.
What did you say?
Antique Roadshow?
Totally. Okay. Antique Roadshow.
This was information that was clearly passed to me because I'm stuttering as I say Antique Roadshow.
I thought that was like all one word. Antique Roadshow?
Antique Roadshow? You're not familiar? And so it's truly some old guy named Mark. Shout out to him, I guess. And they're talking about their relationships, and the couples are saying, yeah, so like we had to work through some career stuff, and he cheated. Yeah, we had to figure out where we're going to live and how we're going to work together, and he cheated. It's like, so there's a common denominator.
And I'm going to say it's going to be men.
It is men.
Yeah. I'm not saying men.
Yeah. And they said, to work on our problems, I'm going to go to this little town where you can also, every week they check in, or maybe every day, I don't know how often it's filmed, and they see what their partners are up to.
Oh, so you get like tattletaled on.
Mm-hmm. And, I'm curious, as a woman of God, to another woman of God, there is a character in this, because that's what he is, a character, who is giving this woman like an oily massage, talking about his values and non-negotiables. Mm-hmm. And he does say, like, you have to be Christian. You have to be a woman of faith for sure. But you also have to be open to threesomes.
Well, there's nothing explicitly against threesomes in the Bible, I guess.
That's true.
I mean, I don't think they really like got to that chapter where they're like faced with that.
Oh, it's maybe between the lines.
But there are many men with many wives. That's a big thing in the Bible as well.
There's also just many men that cheat in the church. So I guess there's also.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You took it there.
I watched Real Housewives of Potomac. I heard. Shout out to Giselle. It's really just, I can't wait. We have to come back to this eventually. I haven't finished, by the way. So I know that they have the option at the end to decide if they want to reconnect or leave together after watching. Simply, it's a torture chamber for the women because they're just watching their man.
Well, many such cases.
This life. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say
Times Square.
This life, this economy, this government. Where do you want to end?
Where do we go?
Okay, so how long have the couples been together? Are they like long term or just kind of like newly first months of dating?
I would say like average is around a year. There's one couple that's been together for about 3 years. Okay, and they're the only ones that are mildly respecting each other. So
if you went on this show, would you be like, want to explore a new connection, or would you be like,
if I'm going on that show, I'm cheating.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm getting ran through, in fact. I'm looking at these women being like, get up, girl. Go ride that dick into the sunset. It's pissing me off watching all these men like dry hump all over, not even dry hump.
I'm at my most like Chloe Bailey, like cheat back.
Get your lick back, please.
Like, hello, sorry.
Ladies of Temptation Island, if you're still in line to fuck, please God do. Like, I'm like, don't let these men get over you. It's unbearable. I will say there are some beautiful lines, and I'm watching the show being like, oh, AI could never write this. When the ugliest man in the world, tall and ugly, many such cases, by the way, don't get got. Girls, if I'm gonna date a man, it's like, I like you where I can see you. Right in my line of vision. Short King, Tom Holland. Anyway, he says, shout out to the short kings. There's a time and place for you. But this ain't it. And it's like this crazy bar moment. I'm like,
okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
There is a time and place for short people.
Mm.
I know that.
When they're in line in front of you at a concert. That's the time and place. When they're
Safe
sitting in
space.
front of you at a concert.
Yeah.
That's the perfect place.
It's beautiful, actually.
Okay, tell me about this guitar moment.
Oh my God. Grant is, have you heard of the devil? Right, so that's Grant. That's Grant on Temptation Island. Just kind of the worst man in the world. White, of course. And also mid, of course.
Have I heard of the devil? I lived in Boston. Yes.
He said, we just got back from Chicago, Peyton. Wow. So Grant cheats on his partner who like loves him for some reason. And then, and like not just casually cheats, like he dicks this girl down. And then he decides that he wants to be open to new connections right after cheating and he regrets everything.
Wait, so he tells his girlfriend that he wants to be open to new connections and then tells the girl that he cheated on her with that he wants to be even more open to even newer connections.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Many such cases, by the
We
way.
have to stop saying that.
I know, it's a Trump code, fuck. But then when he decides to have this conversation with the girl he's cheating with, they cut to him strumming a guitar and he's just like, isn't it crazy when life comes at you? It's like the same kind of lyrics, like that Brittany Broski song. It's like the same kind of
I wouldn't know.
Sarah made me listen.
Oh.
It was pretty unbearable. But it's very Love Island, very like Couple Falls Out, very Sunset. What's that show called? Selling Sunset. It's very that music. And he's singing about what he's about to tell her. And she comes over. She's like, hey, like, what's up? He finishes the chorus. He's like, I'm not done yet. He doesn't speak to her until he's done playing his song. And then turns around, puts the guitar. He's like, so we should talk.
You know, as someone who is currently rewatching Sex and the City, these are not the men that Carrie Bradshaw and co were given. Like, these are worse significantly. No. And I'm watching the episode where she is hooking up with a guy who lives with his parents and runs a comic book store.
Oh, yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot Child in the City. Great episode.
I know. Bring back a politician who just likes piss play, like at this point.
And a sexy one at that.
Yeah, fine as fuck. You should have stuck with it. Carrie didn't fuck. Anyway, but these people do. So I guess if I had to compare how it ranks in, we're like, an ultimatum, a
lesbian ultimatum
specifically.
That
queer
was an amazing show. Oh my God, that was an amazing show.
I know, bring it back and let me host. Okay, who was that redhead? That straight redhead. You're not equipped for all that.
Oh, was she on the Reba McEntire show? I think she was.
Probably.
Why'd you say it like that? What, you don't like Reba?
I do. A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. With a gentle heart and the eye of a fighter, I'm a survivor.
From Oklahoma. Reba McEntire from Oklahoma.
That was also epic. Oh, Hunter never gets... Ooh, Hunter's biracial side came out. She didn't know how to finish.
Don't put that curse on me. The devil is in the room with me right now. I'm not biracial.
A through high five. She didn't lock in.
I'm trying to not knock over the microphone. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
God forbid I try to be professional.
Well, be unprofessional and start watching Temptation Island so we can talk about it more. It's really, thank you to whoever asked us to press play on it. I would say it's like number 2 for me behind Love is Blind before this most recent season. It's top tier television. And I'm scared for the straight community. I'm sending you love, sending you hope.
Yeah, I've been that scared though. I think we're all aware that Ariana Grande turning white was a recession indicator.
Yeah. Early signs.
Yeah. But she's black at halftime.
Say it.
I remember her little song called Dandelion.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back in her bag.
That was quick too. She just put down the Wicked Press store.
Well, listen, tariffs are up. Tariffs are up, and she said, let me put on some bronzer and get back to black. Because, okay, so what is it? It's the Eternal Sunshine Deluxe Edition. There's a song called Dandelion that is so classic Ariana. Classic black girl Ariana.
I almost said I love when white women turn black, but maybe that's true. When they do it like that. When you can carry it, when you can hold the weight on your shoulders, yeah, go ahead.
She is like back in her 7 Rings like era.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sing it, but it's giving Ariana is back to black.
Yeah. It's like either like she's back to black or like she's fucking again. And I don't know if it's Ethan Slater.
I mean, from the sounds of this, probably not. Probably not. probably.
And that would be okay.
No, I love this song. I did not really care for the Eternal Sunshine era. It didn't do a ton for me, especially because Positions is my favorite Ariana Grande album.
So
Positions
good.
and Thank You Next. And the fact she never toured Positions. Listen, where are the JFK files about that?
Hunter.
No, I'm being so serious though. I'm being so serious.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
We need to open up that cold case.
I mean, I feel like I remember where I was when she dropped. Was it Thank You Next? When she did that surprise album? I was at a party and Michael and I stepped outside, got into a hammock. We were high. And like, we were like, Ariana's so tapped in. Like, do you remember when she broke up with Pete and dropped that album?
Yeah.
It was Thank You Next, yeah?
Yes, but Positions was after Thank You Next.
Oh.
Positions was everything was upside down.
I just got distracted by the Wicked press tour. She threw me for a loop.
Well, listen, I'm happy. I think she's good in Wicked, you know, but
Yeah.
Glinda, your time is over. Glinda, stand down.
Yeah.
Put the pink away. The blonde hair is the blonde wig is being put in the closet. We are back to Blackiana right now.
Mm-hmm. We're putting our lesbianism away, right? And we're picking up our cultural appropriation. Period.
Because
Point
it's
blank,
time to
period.
get back to work.
For once.
We need a pop girl to rise
Yeah.
again, like a true vocalist pop girl.
Well, Miley's doing her work.
I haven't listened yet.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance.
2 great tracks.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's still white though.
But
Black Miley, I'm still holding space for you,
I
girl.
almost said she's always been white, and then immediately was like, "Excuse me, the Meek Mill song, the 23."
J's on my feet. So get like me. Bangers is a perfect album, no skips.
Oh my God, she's been
Drive?
through so much. She's been through so much. No, I'm sorry. No, Miley Cyrus, her child star to adult star like arc
Yeah.
career,
Yeah.
again would make Dr. Robbie on the Pit blush.
Find another way to bring up Dr. Robbie on the bit. And you will. You said wait for it.
No, I got to work up here. I started going to work.
Something that did, speaking of My Sister, My Queen, something that pissed me off was when those little pop star emojis dropped. And I did not see Miley Cyrus on there, black or white version of her.
But you know who I did? First of all, okay, we don't know if these are real or fake, but they're going viral.
Yeah.
Apple doesn't make the emojis, but they were saying that these are like the new emojis and they're pop
Allegedly.
stars. Okay, Ariana is black in her emoji,
Mhm.
correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But Iggy Azalea, I was like, who is this white blonde woman with red lipstick?
That was nasty.
It looked like Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, it did, which is crazy for so many reasons.
I was like, you couldn't even get like a pixie cut era, like peroxide pixie era Miley, like Wrecking Ball era
Yeah.
Miley.
Or even recent Grammys Miley. Remember that hair?
Oh, of course,
That's
sure. I
fine.
mean, any version. I mean, listen. Oh God, what's that one Miley song? The allergy commercial. The one that I love, the one that I always want to play,
The allergy commercial?
where she's outside frolicking in the.
Oh, Malibu.
Ugh,
Of course. With her roots all in. I
oh
loved it.
God, what a song!
Yeah.
What I remember when you brought me to the red table because I said that Malibu walked so that Maggie Rogers could soar, and you said that's not true. And listen, I was wrong.
Well, good, because I'll say it again. That is not true.
Well, obviously, we know that's not true. We all heard the latest Maggie Rogers album,
Yeah.
to be clear.
Don't too many people catching strays. Yeah, so put that Iggy Azalea down.
Anyway, not to advocate for a man, but we're doing pop star emojis. Where is Justin Bieber's? Where is Justin?
And I want his black
Bieber's.
version too. Can a girl ask for something?
Well, no one's asked for a Selena emoji. I see that.
And now it's been said.
No, I love Selena Gomez. You know,
Yeah,
that.
okay.
I even love her Betty Blanco album.
I didn't listen to that.
like whisper.
Not my business.
Whisper foreplay. I was like, yeah, whatever.
And that's when I pivot from being a lover to a hater.
If she's back in the booth, I'm happy for her. Okay.
Well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
Okay, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
Okay.
If you have any information about Walton Goggins and Amy Lou Wood no longer following each other on Instagram and him posting a carousel of them from the White Lotus finale set to Silver Springs, I need to know more. I need to know why. No, something happened. Something happened.
Not their storyline being real. Like, what the fuck?
Except for, unlike Chelsea, was that her name Chelsea?
Sure.
Amy Lou Wood said, I'm not going down with this ship. Hold on. She said, I'm not gonna die in Thailand due to a man.
Well, and you know, that's sage advice for the women of Temptation Island, okay? Get to the nearest airport, get the fuck out of Hawaii, all right? And leave your man behind, please, God.
Well, don't leave him in Hawaii. They don't deserve that. Take him somewhere else. Send him somewhere else. Follow us on socials at Peyton Dix and at Hunter H. Let Me Say This is hosted by me, Hunter Harris.
And me, Peyton Dix.